Hello everyone, today I thought we would cover another stimulus topic. This is coming from stimuluscomponents.com, and in this one we're going to be covering using a popover from Stimulus. So the version we're going to be using is going to be using Devise as well as a active storage image upload for some profile pictures. It's not as pretty as their version because of course they have like this cool little angled thing right here. We're just using like a bootstrap card, but it does show you how to tie in like Devise user profiles or avatars if that's something you're into. Should sort of tie the whole thing together as well. So to get started, we're going to create a new Rails project. We'll say Rails new video. We're just going to go with a blank Rails project, but we do need the Bootstrap 5 CDN. I decided not to use the ES build and the Bootstrap stuff from the build, just because I thought it'd be a bit better to sort of just grab a CDN, let you separate it how you want to, do things a little bit differently this time. So we're going to CD into our video, and for this, I think we have to add a couple things. So the first one is a Rails G controller pages home. We then need to add a couple gems. So we're going to say bundle add. I think we're adding Devise and we're adding simple underscore form. It'll give us those. And then we're also doing, let me see, we need to grab this right here. So we're going to do a bin/import map pin for stimulus-popover. That'll give us that popover file. And then we also need to do a Rails G stimulus for the popover controller. It's just generating it for us. They do show you that there's a way to add the popover just to your basic app JavaScript controllers index page. So that's something you can do if you're interested, but I generally prefer to keep these things in like their own controllers. Then we'll go ahead and run a code dot to open this up in VS Code, just so that we can pretend to know what we're doing over here. So now that we have all that, we can come over to our config and our routes.rb. We'll change the get to a root, the slash to a hash, and go ahead and save that. We then come over to localhost port 3000 and start our server real quick, just to make sure things are working. Go ahead and refresh. So there's our home page. Let's grab the CDN here for the, the bundle right here for the Bootstrap. And then we can come over to our app, our views, our layouts, and our application.html.erb file. We'll just paste this in, come over here and refresh. And that should hopefully add what we need, but I think we do still need the actual CSS file. So we'll go ahead, we'll paste that in as well. Come over here and refresh, and now we can see things look a little bit differently. So now we have Bootstrap enabled. That's pretty cool. I come over to our pages and our home page here, and the first thing I want to do is just wrap this page in a .container.mt-5, just so that we can get this looking a little bit better off the sides of the page. The next thing we want to do is come into our JavaScript controllers and our popover controller, because we need to change this one a little bit. So we are using what they have in the docs here, which is this import popover. We're going to replace the import controller with that import popover, and then we're going to make this extend the popover class. And then the only other thing we have to do is come into our connect, and we have to call super.connect to call the popovers connect method. And then we don't want to do this. We'll just do a console.log where we say the popover controller is connected. Now let's come over to our page again, refresh, and we won't see this appear. The reason why, of course, is we have to connect this controller to this page. So to connect the controller, we're going to grab in here, we can scroll down a bit. We have this section right here where they add a data-controller for a popover. So we can just come down here, I guess below the page's home, and we'll add this in. F11 real quick just so we can take a look at this. Basically what this does is it connects the stimulus controller by using data-controller for popover, and then it has a data-popover-url-value. And this is something we can set up ourselves by coming into our routes. So we'll come over to our routes down here, and what we can do is we can have a custom route for this this action. So in the homepage here, we have this route that goes to like the card path. Instead of going to the card path, what we can do is we can create like a user card, and we'll just say get users/id/card to the user's controller in the card action, which we have to create. We tell it to do that as user underscore card. So that'll let us use that user underscore card underscore path, but of course we have to create all of these controllers. So let's go ahead and let's set up our Devise and our other stuff. So I'm gonna hit F11, Control plus, and we're gonna start by doing a Rails G simple underscore form colon install space dash dash bootstrap. That'll add simple form with the bootstrap classes. We can then do a Rails G Devise colon install command to install Devise. You can then do a Rails G Devise user command to generate a user model. Now to get the styles to appear on our sign-in page, we can do a Rails G Devise colon views. And then we're not really going to be using those, but we are going to be using a Rails G controller. And we want to generate the controllers, Rails G Devise colon controller. And then we want to generate the users controller, I think, or is it controllers? It looks like it's controllers. So Rails G Devise controllers users, and that should generate those for us in app controllers / users. So that's all of that. The last thing we have to do is a Rails active underscore storage colon install command to actually add active storage. You now go ahead and do a Rails S again, hit enter. And now we can scroll up here to our controllers. So in our controllers, we have the users folder, but we still need this users controller that we're referencing. So we're also going to create that. We're going to right click on controller, new file, call this users underscore controller.rb. And that's where we're going to be doing the card logic for the user. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this because it's really not a lot. We create a users controller. We give it a before action where we set the user. We only do that for the card action. Set user, of course, just does a user.find, and the card action renders a partial that is users / card, and it passes in the user that we set down here. So that's how we do all of that logic. Now, in terms of getting the actual profile pictures to work, we come into app controllers users. We have to come into the registrations controller. We're just going to uncomment both the sign up and update parameters here. When we scroll down, we find the configure update and the configure sign up. And for each of these, we'll just add a image. We'll be adding the image to the user model now. So this is it for the actual controllers. We do have to come into the models and the user.rb to tell it that it has one attached image. That'll let us do that. And then we can come into our app views Devise, which we generated earlier, the registrations folder, and then both the new and the edit need to have a image added to them so that we can actually, update the user account or set the initial profile image as we log in. So in this case, we are in, let's go into the edit real quick. We just want to do something, I guess, below the current password, or I guess above the current password. We'll just do it like below the email, where we have something where we just say this has a class of field with a f.label for the image and a f.file field for the image. We can then come into the new, and we can do the same thing wherever we want to, maybe below the email, we just paste this in, and that gives us that as well. And now if we come over here to localhost port 3000, we can go to /users/sign-in. It'll tell us we have to run our pending migration, so we'll click run. And then we have the login page. I'm gonna move this over. We can go over to sign up. You can enter an email, dean@example.com. I'm gonna copy this. We can then choose a file for our image. I'm gonna grab one of my cringy profile pictures, and then I'm gonna paste my email in as my password, so it's a bit easier to do. And then we'll get an error here where it says undefined local variable or method card path, which is what we copied from the stimulus component. So we have to come over to our app views pages home to fix that. So we come over to app views pages home because we now have a user that we can use with this. So we're going to change this to match our route, which was the user card path because it's user underscore card in the as and then path after it. And then we're just going to pass in the first user just as an example. After that, we'll just put some text right here where we can say something like, I don't know, this is where I'd like to put my popover. And then we're going to change this a little bit. Instead of having an A tag here, we're going to have a span, and we're not going to have a href. We're just going to get rid of that. We're then going to have the data-action right here. That's fine. And then up here, we're going to have, instead of the A, we're going to have a span. Now, the other thing to be aware of is if you want to keep this as a link, which if we come over here and we refresh, you'll see this. Oops, this is not a link. I can't hover over it because it'll cause an error. But if we want profile card to still be a link, we can just do something like a empty little href here. And you can even make this like a href that links to the user's profile page. It's just in my case, I don't have a user profile. So I'm just, leaving it like this. But now if we refresh, that'll give us a link. Now, if we hover over this, we get an error because our partial is missing for user/card. So let's come over to our app and our views, and then let's right click and say new folder, call this users. And then in the users folder, we'll right click new file _card.html.erb. And then inside of this card.html.erb, we're going to use a couple different things. So in the, let me come over to the stimulus stuff. They have the template here, which is for a local template, or they have the option to reply with the rendered partial, which allows you to use like your @user there. So instead of having a local template, you just have a card partial. So we're going to be using this card partial approach here, but it's going to be a little bit more involved, and I'll just walk you through it. So we start with the data popover target, which is where we set this to be the popover target of card. Then we use some bootstrap styling where we create a card and a card body. We give the card a set width. Let me move this over. We then create a row, which is this section right here, and we split this card up into 2 columns. One is a smaller 4-column set, which is like, 1/3 of the column's horizontal space. And in there, we give it a image tag with a URL for the @user.image. We give it a class of user_card_image, which we'll create in a second. And then we say only do this if the user has an image attached. We then create another section, which is 2/3 of the horizontal card, so a lot more of it. We create an H5 with a card title. We give it the user's email. We split it at the @ symbol, grab the first element and capitalize it. And all this does, every time I bring this up, someone asks, so it grabs the email like dean@example.com. It splits it into an array of, Dean, and then it splits it at the @, and then it splits it at example.com. So we just say grab the 0th element. So that gives us Dean, and then we call capitalize on it. So Dean.capitalize gives us, Dean, right? So it's just a fake little username. So we do that. That gives us Dean right here, or whatever the user's name is, and we just put like some random text in the p tag here. So that's effectively all of that. We can come over here and refresh. It won't error out anymore, but we don't have a image appearing here. And if I hit F11 again, we can see that we have the card image here needs to be changed, or we need to create this. So let's come up to our app, assets, style sheets, application.css, and create this thing. And then up here, I have to scroll over, grab my notes so you don't have to watch me type this. We're going to create a border radius of 50%, gives it a nice round, give it a width of 50, a height of 50, and then we set the object fit to be cover. And now if we refresh, we can come over here. So the issue here is these are working, but I forgot that we do need to come into our routes and tell it to use this registrations controller. So we'll put comma after the users, give it a controllers, and tell it to use that registrations controller. And now if I hit enter, we should see we have a update blob here, so that's good. Let me refresh one last time, hover over this. We should now see that when we hover, we're pulling this user's info from the back end. So that is one way to integrate this with your, or integrate the stimulus controller with like a Devise setup with like a user accounts and, the user avatars and stuff like that. So we could do something like, I don't know, we can stop the server, do a Rails G controller, give this, I don't know, the test controller with a case action. Go ahead and save this, run a Rails S. You can come over to your home page again, and instead of having this go to just a stubbed out action here, you do something like a link to the profile card text, and this takes you to the, what do we call it? The test controller and the case action path, I guess. Weird way to name it. I don't know if that's going to work because I broke my brain by typing that, but if we come over here and we refresh and we hover over this, and now I'm pointing to my screen. In the bottom left, you can see it's taking us to test/case. So if we click that, it takes us to the test controller and the case action. I just realized while I was editing this that I forgot to cover how to actually remove the cards. So So let me just actually comment this out real quick so you can see what the issue is. We come over here and we click on profile card, and then we click back, and then we click forward and back. I'm actually not clicking, I'm just using my forward and back buttons on my mouse. But you can see it keeps the card on the page, and that's kind of cringe, not really what we want. So to fix this, we can come into our controller, we can create the disconnect method, call super.disconnect, just to make sure we're calling the parent's disconnect. And then afterwards, we remove the card from the DOM. And the way we do this is because our card itself has that data-popover-target, which means we can call this card target.remove because that's declared in the parent. So by doing this, we can come over here, refresh, click on profile, come back, hover over it and click on profile, go back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. You'll see we don't have that issue anymore. It's just that one card. Just wanted to cover this real quick because my peanut-sized attention span forgot to cover it. So yeah, hopefully this was interesting. Hopefully this was helpful. It gives you a bunch of ideas for some cool features to use. Of course, situationally, it's going to vary based on what you're trying to do. But it's a good place to start for whatever actual feature you want to use. So yeah, hopefully I will see you in the next video.